Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great day. Today, as you can see, we are doing a Senate prediction for July, similar to some of the bigger YouTube channels, Red Eagle Politics and Real American Politics and LTE. Pretty much every major political channel does once a month Senate and governor elections, so I will be doing the same, just because I don't know. It's just they're fun to do, and every other channel seems to be doing it. So, first things first, I want to get off. I do think the Republicans are at a disadvantage in the Senate. The governorship, I expect them, as you saw, to absolutely destroy. But the Senate elections, I really don't know. They do not have the most favorable map. I think 2024, the Republicans are going to destroy. I think they're going to pick up like 4 or 5 seats. But 2022 Senate, I am not the most confident in the GOP, and I'll get to that later. But we're going to start off with filling in the safe red states, no matter what: Idaho, Utah, the Dakotas, Kansas, Missouri. Everyone's saying Missouri could be likely or to even go Democrat. No, Missouri's not going to go Democrat. If it's even close, it's going to be probably 10, 11 points for the Republicans. Um, Iowa, I believe Chuck Grassley is going to run, so I will put it as safe. If his grandson runs, I'd probably put it as likely, but since he is filing paperwork, I'm going to put it as safe. Kentucky, Indiana, no surprises there. South Carolina, Alabama, no shockers in any of these states. These are all pretty much safe red states. However, I am going to add the state of Florida with Marco Rubio. I think in a Republican wave year with a very popular Ron DeSantis on the ballot with him, and with Marco Rubio winning by 8, 9 points in 2016, he will have no issue winning by probably 12. Safe Democrat states are probably the entire West Coast, Hawaii, probably Colorado. I mean, honestly, I don't think it could be under 10, maybe like 8, 9 points, but if it was 15, if my margin were safe equals 15, I'd definitely put Colorado as likely. But I do think Colorado is going to be safe D. Um, Illinois is probably going to be safe, as is all these northeastern states and New York. I hope New York. Only thing that could maybe make it likely is if AOC runs. AOC, if AOC does run, she would probably still win, but it would probably be by a lean to likely margin. But I don't believe she's going to run, so it's going to be safe. So with that, we have all these. These are all the states that I will believe will be competitive, because some way more than others. Some of these states, or really only one of them, isn't going to be competitive, but and that's going to kind of be interesting. That's why I don't have it filled in as safe, and that is the state of Alaska. No matter what happens, I think a Republican is going to win, whether it's Kelly Shibaka or Lisa Murkowski. It's going to be a Republican that wins in Alaska. It's just with all the craziness going on there, I don't know if it'll be by a safe margin. It'll probably be it, and if it is by a safe margin, basically, I really don't know much about what's going to happen in Alaska, and although I'm very confident a Republican will win in the state of Alaska, I'm 99.9% sure. I just don't want to put it as safe because of the vote splitting. I feel like it could be a little closer, and with every so it's gonna be Republican, but probably by more or less a likely margin. So these are the actual states that are really going to be competitive, and there's maybe one that I can take out, or there's of these states that are going to be competitive, another one similar to Alaska that I don't think will be as competitive as the state of Ohio, my home state. Um, I really hope J.D. Vance is the nominee. I can tell you this much, as someone who lives in Ohio. J.D. Vance would win probably by 9 points, while everyone else would probably win by about 6 or 7. Um, Mike Gibbons, he could do pretty well. He's actually relatively popular among most Ohio Republicans, and in general, he seems like a nice guy. He could maybe win by about 8, 9 points, but I'd say the best shot is J.D. Vance, just because of his political positions and the fact that he's very electable. So I think Ohio is going to be a likely red state. So these are the true competitive states, and we're going to go east to west. We're going to start in the state of New Hampshire. I believe Chris Sununu is going to run, and he will win by a lean margin, probably by about 2 points. Um, not much to say about this. He's very popular. I think he'd make a great senator, and he seems like a pretty cool guy. And although New Hampshire did go to Biden by 6 points, um, it only went to Hillary by like 0.4. It was really close, and I feel like New Hampshire. I shouldn't say I feel like New Hampshire is going to swing back. New Hampshire is going to be very competitive in 2024. I would not be surprised if maybe DeSantis can pull it off. And especially the way the party's going, when it's picking up like 60 something seats in the state legislature, like that's really good. So New Hampshire, I think, even if Sununu doesn't run, it's probably going to be tilt Democrat to lean Democrat. But even then, it's going to be very competitive, and I think with Sununu on the ballot, he'll win it by about 4 points. The state of Pennsylvania, John Fetterman, I think he's overrated. He's got a lot of scandals. I believe his opponent is most likely going to be the guy. He's the Republican. I forget his name, but I know he has a lot of white working class appeal. I just don't think John Fetterman has what it takes to be a senator, especially in a Republican wave year against a Republican who is very good with white working class voters. He'll get the Trump turnout, and he'll get swings in Philadelphia. And with John Fetterman having a lot of pretty bad allegations against him, I think that the Republicans will win it by about a half a point. Wisconsin, going to put that as lean. Even if Ron Johnson doesn't run, I think any Republican will win it by about a point. If Ron Johnson does run, I think he'll probably win it by about 4.5, 4.5. Wisconsin, it's going red very fast. 2020 was probably the last time it will vote Republican on a presidential level. And yeah, I just think with national trends and swings, even if Ron Johnson doesn't run, it'll be Republican. North Carolina, said in every video, safe, lean state. I think that Roy Blunt, I don't believe that's his name actually. I gotta check real quick. Yeah, North Carolina is a safe, lean state because looking at it, there's a lot of ground for Republicans and Democrats to gain. Could it be closer? Yes, but I really don't think so. What's his name? Ted Budd. Yeah, I think Ted Budd will be the nominee. Yeah, he's the guy Trump endorsed. I think he'll probably win by about a point, maybe two, probably about 2 points. North Carolina, it's a safe, lean state. Got a lot of Republicans. It's kind of similar to maybe the state of Minnesota, I guess, where it's like close, but still certainly leans closer to one party. So yeah, North Carolina is gonna go Republican. The state of Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada, 3 Sun Belt states that I am not confident about the GOP's chances in. Georgia, I really think Georgia's gone for the Republicans. Even if Herschel Walker runs, I think he loses it, but very, very narrowly. Atlanta just exploded. It was like a nuke full of Democrats went off, and they all moved into Atlanta. There is no way. If any Republican finds a way to win Georgia in 2022, I will be completely shocked. I can't see it. I honestly can't see it. Looking at Arizona, I'm going to put that as tilt blue as well, just because Mark Kelly, this could definitely change. A month ago, I would have said there is no way that Mark Kelly loses. But now, looking at the way they're attacking him with Kyrsten Sinema, I think he really could lose. Unless Mark Kelly, he's been pretty moderate, but certainly not as moderate as Kyrsten Sinema, and Republicans are doing an excellent job at putting that on full display to the moderate voters. So I think Mark Kelly will win as of now, just because he is kind of a moderate, more of a moderate, and he'll probably run as a moderate. But I think it'll be much closer than I did a month ago. And a month from now, I would not be surprised if, depending on how he votes on some issues and how the advertising goes, if I put that as tilt Republican, I'd say Arizona will probably be the closest state in this election. Nevada, this is going to be a kind of a cursed map, but I think it's going to be the start of kind of a new era for electoral politics. I think the state of Nevada is going to go red. Looking at it, with the DSA running it, I think that's going to have much bigger implications than most people think, because Nevada is a very white working class. It's more working class than you would think. It's a pretty moderate state. It's pretty much been D+2, and it swung pretty decently to the right, especially when you count the national environment in 2020. So Nevada is going right pretty quickly, and I think with the DSA taking over, it's definitely helping the Republicans' cause. So I think Nevada could vote to the right of Arizona and Georgia. So I think this is going to be a new era of politics where the Republicans are going to 2022 is going to usher in a new era of politics where Republicans absolutely dominate in the Rust Belt and the pretty much central Central, West Coast, kind of up to Nevada, while the Sun Belt, excluding Florida and Texas, places like Georgia, Arizona, maybe North Carolina, but North Carolina probably stay red for a little longer, vote more Democrat. So with that, thank you for watching. I hope you agree, and I will see you in